Michel Bourez, the Tahitian, will be wearing the red in quarterfinal number 4, up against South Africa's Jordy Smith, who'll be surfing in the blue jersey.
Yeah, definitely looks fun to us. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Rosie. As we see Jordy take off his first effort in this heat. Goes to that rail, not afraid to commit to the end section. We've seen that with some great performances here at Bells in the past. And Jordy will have to do something special to convert this into a solid number, because it's been a pretty wide, fat kind of wave. And he goes one of those big grab rail floaters and he's hanging on.
Yes.
He's having fun, Jordy.
But what made this, in my eyes, a big score is he just rode out of a heavy, heavy floater on that inside bowl. I mean, just to handle that free fall was wild. Huge slalom snowboarding right here from Jordy. So again, this is not going to really freak the judges out. It's not a, a tight critical hook in a pocket, but he's dealing with a ton of water. So where you're going to give the judges something to get excited about is this maneuver right here. Now he's just going to hit the lip, but watch the free fall. I mean, that is so much water. He is basically trying to outrun an avalanche. You got to give him a lot of credit for that run.
It's just a gross section, isn't it? It's just lumpy, a lot of water, despite the fact it's not really just heaving out and throwing out into the flats. It almost makes it harder to land that move.
Zero clear water, too. That was just a ton of soup and whitewash. It was really ugly, as you said.
Delivering on all the hype coming into his rookie season as a championship tour competitor, and as he said, taking a lot from that heat, a solid heat score total. And I can't wait to watch him over in the West. But right now, Jordy Smith up, looking to back up that 9.27. Really laying it over on this ride. Again, this wave pushing wide. And this is fun. I like this little bit of downtime. It builds the anticipation for that last maneuver, and Jordy not holding back on his last effort. This wave's starting to stand up, but it is a flatter section. He doesn't get the opportunity to really attack the lip like he did on his last ride, but it'll be a decent backup. Michel Bourez behind him now. Nice carve there. Up into the roof, and he gets himself a pretty clean finish too. So a good exchange from our competitors. 14.5 minutes to go.
But again, watch how well Jordy does to cut through this water. A lot of bumps. And that's a pretty searing carve right there. I like that. He threw some edge into it. Cool layback hammer there. He chose to go under that lip. He didn't want to hit that lip. That's where you're just throwing the dice there. But he still made it a strong maneuver by, really leaning on that back heel. You can see all these bumps. So Jordy just a little unlucky here. This is not a friendly wave. And that section got really flat, so that maneuver is hardly going to garner him any kind of points. So just a decent backup score for him.
I thought the snap out the back, though, was devastating from Jordy.
Yeah, it was
a big, steep section to deal with.
It was nice how Jordy arced, kind of had some torque in that first carve. So exact opposites here. Michel, not a whole lot going on the outside. Just some slow cutbacks, the wave not really cooperating. But just the opposite of Jordy, this wave got perfect on the inside. So all his points are going to come from this move right there. Nice, committed.
He seems very settled, doesn't he? You feel at home, someone paddling on the outside. Oh, not getting it, but surfer without priority's got it. Here we go, boys.
Jordy Smith, he's going to drive up into this first section, deals with a tricky bottom turn there, a bit of bump on the face. But please continue, Barton.
Yes, well, a great example there of Michel kind of not being in the right place at the right time and kind of struggling a little bit to pick up these ones, and that's going to be a beauty of a semi. Jordy's got that potential to win anything, anywhere, hasn't he? He's always thought of as this powerhouse, but in small waves he can be amazing too. Here's Michel from way deep.
Driving into this first section, a huge turn to get started, and really hanging on that rail for a long time through that second bottom turn. This is a decent ride. He needs a 9.54. He's certainly on his way, but that won't help. Just skipping a little bit. This wave is flattening out. but it was a good one from deep. And Michel definitely found himself in the right place at the right time for this ride, but still needs a bit more on the inside here. There is a nice turn. Can he finish it? Just hangs on. Really had his toes digging into the wax there.
Because it is it's a big ask. He's not going to need much after this. Yeah, but I was staying with the Smiths, won the event. The trophy was a little bit heavy to lug home, so it ended up staying with Jordy as a young kid, and he's still got that there at the house. So it's great to see those generational changes, and even greater to see this old fella still hanging around.
Love that story, but the numbers are dropping. You're right. It is a big number for Michel Bourez, but not quite enough to take the lead. He gets a 9.03, so now chasing an 8.75. What was missing from this ride, Ross, that didn't take it to the required score?
Well, I thought there were major maneuvers. I love the commitment. He definitely didn't shy away from those really nice big sections on the outside. The only thing that you could argue was missing from Michel was a bit of a torque through a carve. You know, those big scores from Mick Fanning, he had those wraps to mix it up for variation. This was a fast wave for Michel, so he had to keep a lot of momentum going down the line. Right here, he kind of leans on that tail a little better, but that's that closing maneuver. So you could see he forced the issue just a little bit on that last carve. But again, a 9.03, it's a great score. And he had a handful of big moves on the outside. But it was just a real impressive physical effort from Michel. That wave was so long. He really did. So I think the only thing that was missing from a 9.5 is just a little variation.
Well, here goes Michel now, chasing that 8.75. There is just over a minute to go. This might be his last chance at the score. This wave looks good. And that was a really smooth carve, huge floater. And had he stopped that, he would have been definitely on his way, but that won't be an 8.75 as Jordy Smith looks to shut this one down by improving on an 8.5. But Jordy is going to concentrate on priority instead at this time and play it smart in the final stages. Two of the form surfers in the contest putting together healthy heat score totals on a mission to make the semi-finals, but Michel Bourez just falling a little short at the moment. Here's the replay of that last ride.
There's the torque I was looking for. That was just missing from that last wave where he got the 9. Really nice redirect with that first carve and then a huge off the lip. He was on his way to a big, big score.
Well, a big turnaround for Michel Bourez. He was knocked out in the third round on the Gold Coast, surfing very well down here at Bells Beach. And he will now count a quarterfinal finish as his best ever result here